Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Los Banos Talk. My name is Justin Collins, and today we're interviewing candidate for Los Banos Mayor, Paul Llanez. And today we're going to talk about public safety, more specifically, crime and homelessness. So without further ado, Paul, allow you to introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. And Justin, thanks for having me on today. I look forward to speaking with everybody, and I'm looking forward to the election.
Thank you. Okay, so one of the issues that we've seen is that we feel like our staffing levels aren't met, that we need more officers. Now, we passed Measure H, which is supposed to allow funding for hiring of new officers, but we haven't seen that much in terms of recruitment. So as mayor, what would you propose to do, or what kind of things would you want to do to try to address that issue?
Sure. So staffing levels with public safety, with both police and fire and dispatch, come down to two factors. They come down to recruitment, just like you said, and retention. It doesn't help if we hire 10 people and 13 leave. So really, it's not a single funnel thing. It's got to happen from both sides. And so I'm looking at the solutions that are involved in that. Of course, fair market value of police officers, salaries for police officers. That is one way to handle both recruitment and retention. Other agencies, like for instance, Hollister right now, Hollister is doing a $25,000 to $30,000 lateral signing bonus. So they're saying that their city's priority is they want to bring in experienced police officers, compensate them, and get them hired. And so that's something that I would like to do here as well. Recruiting efforts are more than just the police academy, more than just the academy graduates, but seasoned and veteran police officers to recruit those individuals. So I think it starts from there. Of course, with anything, money isn't going to solve every single problem. I think that the culture of the city itself and the morale of the employees is a huge factor. In my opinion, people don't quit jobs, they quit other people. And so kind of changing the morale, changing the culture, letting our public safety department know that, hey, the city is on your side. The city's going to work with you. We're here to help you. This is a community problem. It's not just a police problem.
So I've had a lot of people come to ask me, they've wanted to talk to maybe the police chief or somebody, but basically what they want to ask is, how can we help? And so I guess my question to you is, what kind of things would you try to do to allow the community and the police to work better together?
I'm so excited to get in office and start a CERT team, a community emergency response team. I think that's one thing that I agree wholeheartedly. The community wants to be part of the solution, and that's how we do it. The community emergency response team, they call it CERT, we would have applicants, citizens within our city that can offer special skills, volunteer their time, and be part of the overall solution. The other thing too, I just posted on my Facebook page is we now have a link through the city to register your video cameras. So if you have surveillance cameras at your home or business, you can register them with a police department, and it gives our detectives a head start of where to look. It doesn't give them access to the cameras, of course, but it gives them a list of where to start to look for video surveillance. So I think those are two big aspects. I would love to bring back, of course, we used to do our own Citizens Academy. I was an instructor for this for the late, great Carrie Reed. Carrie was amazing with that program, and I'd love to bring that program back as well, because that gets the involvement of both the citizens and the police department.
Yes, and it would also better inform the citizens as to what police actually do, and it would give them a better understanding of the nature.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So this is also, related in many ways, but a lot of people are asking about homelessness, the lack of a shelter here, the lack of resources. What sort of things are you suggesting that we maybe do to try to address those issues?
Yeah, we have to start with a single source, and that would be a shelter. We need to have a place for them to go. And that really is going to stop the encampments. We have encampments all over our city. I know that code enforcement can't possibly keep up with the issues there, and neither can the police officers. So we have to have a place for them to go, something to offer them. I'm also looking at once we're able to have that conversation, when I'm able to get in office, is then what resources can we provide? I don't just want to give them a building or a roof over their head, but give them additional resources to get these people, the ones that want help, on their feet. And so I think that's where it's got to start.
Aside from property crimes, there's been a huge uptick in violent crimes, in particular homicide, and a lot of it seems to be gang related. So
Yes.
what do you think you could do to maybe address the gang problem?
We just had our 51st shooting investigation of the year. In one area of town, we had two investigated shootings in the same 12-hour period. And so, yes, I want to bring in a gang task force. I was fortunate enough in 2007 to be a field training officer for the countywide gang task force that got started. And so I want to bring that to our city. Obviously, we need it. It's a resource we need. These officers wouldn't go and handle calls. They would just straight investigate the problems and seek out these individuals and be proactive in doing a solution for that.
Do you think that a lot of the resources that we currently have in the city, like in terms of our city jail and some of the other things, are adequate to address the problems? Or do you think we also need to invest in our infrastructure in terms of for our police department and in terms of our public safety?
Well, our police department has been in the same place since the 60s. So
Yeah.
that kind of gives you an idea. We have a great relationship with the county, with the jail. We do have our own jail. And so I'm not sure about expanding the jail if that's what's needed. Like I said, we work with the sheriff's office and fantastic relationship with that. But definitely, our police department, as old as it is, as small as it is, I said this in an interview just recently, is we can't solve 2020 issues with 1980 solutions. So we have to think outside the box. And that also comes with the revenue. I'm not interested in dwindling our budget down. I'm more interested in how can we gain more revenue to solve these issues. So if the city needs to make more money to do this, then we need to focus on that as well. But it's got to be solved either way.
Another aspect of public safety, which some people might be thinking of or maybe not, but that has to do with information. COVID-19, a lot of it really has to do with getting reliable information quickly and efficiently. Additionally, when it came to the wildfires, a lot of people felt like there wasn't enough information posted out. Currently, our police department puts things out on Facebook, but generally it's only in English for one, and generally it's only on Facebook. How would you address this information vacuum, I guess we could call it?
Yeah, so I'm excited. I want to bring in what's called a PIO, Public Information Officer. I think every time there's an incident, a violent crime, anything with road closures and traffic and issues like that, I think we should be doing press conferences and press releases on them, and then we should have a dedicated person doing that. Living here with commuters and everything else, people want information, they want data so they can make the best decisions for themselves and their family. And so that's got to start at the city level. People spend a lot of time, searching social media to vet information and say, okay, is this true? Is this accurate? To save some time and headaches is one. Not just have a single source of information coming directly from the city. And that's what I'd look to do. It's inexpensive. The return on investment, that is huge because we're informing our citizens and that's what they expect.
Yes, I agree. A lot of us would like more transparency, more communication, and I think that would solve a lot of the issues. Well,
Right. Right.
thank you for taking these questions. I have one last question I'd like to ask, and it comes
Sure.
from a couple people have asked me about this. When the fires happened, a lot of people were wondering, well, where would we go? Where would we evacuate to? And I'm aware that there was created in the fairgrounds, it was like an evacuation area for people coming out of town. But the question was, well, what if Los Banos theoretically had to evacuate? Where would we go?
Sure.
And people felt like there wasn't a plan. So I guess I'm more or less asking, what kind of emergency plans do we have? Or if we don't have any, would you make sure that we have them and that people know what they are?
Yeah, and you and I, we've discussed this before. I'm an ICS guy. I strongly promote ICS, the Incident Command System. It's used by cities, states, counties, even the federal government on how to manage situations and creating that what do we do, what if situation and having a plan for each of those events. I don't know if our city has an ICS plan. If they do, doesn't appear to me as it was implemented because public information is part of the ICS structure. And so I definitely don't feel like we were getting the updates we needed. But I will be bringing that in, and that's going to be a focal point for me for all types of issues that we're gonna deal with.
Very well. Thank you for answering my questions. If you have any more questions for Paul, I will have his contact information in the description of this video below, and you could ask him yourself. And also, every Tuesday from 5:30 to 6:30, we do a live town hall, and you can join that as well and ask him questions in real time. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like and follow Los Banos Talk. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.